There is a strange difficulty in ordinary life right now. Not dramatic difficulty, functional difficulty. Small decisions take more energy than they used to. Conversations carry tension even when nothing is wrong. Motivation arrives in shorter windows. Many people are continuing normally while feeling internally unresolved. This isn't confusion in the old sense. It's orientation shifting faster than explanation can follow. The frameworks that once organized perception, news cycles, institutions, shared assumptions, even personal timelines, no longer hold with the same stability. Nothing has fully collapsed, but nothing feels entirely settled either. Life continues inside that in-between space. And that space requires a different kind of strength. Not certainty, not confidence. Steadiness. People are learning how to make decisions without full clarity, how to stay in relationship with others who interpret reality differently, how to move forward without the reassurance that things will soon make sense again. This can feel like failure when measured against older expectations of resolution. But it isn't failure. It is adaptation. This adaptation rarely looks dramatic. It appears in small recalibrations, pausing before responding, choosing fewer arguments, letting conversations remain unfinished. People notice how much energy certainty once provided and how different decision-making feels without it. Plans become provisional. Opinions soften at the edges. Attention shifts toward what is immediate and workable rather than what is definitive. There is also a quiet grief in this adjustment. Not grief for a single event, but for the assumption that clarity would eventually arrive and stabilize things again. Many are recognizing that life may continue without that return, and something inside them reorganizes around that possibility. There is a noticeable shift in how people relate to their own perception. The instinct to immediately interpret, decide, or conclude is loosening. Many find themselves observing longer before forming opinions, not because they are disengaged, but because the speed of change has made quick certainty feel unreliable. This can create an unfamiliar hesitation, a pause often mistaken for confusion when it is actually discernment adjusting. Attention is changing too. Constant information once created a sense of participation. Now it often produces fatigue without clarity. People are becoming more selective about what they follow, what they absorb, and what they allow to shape their emotional state. This selectivity can look like withdrawal from the outside, while internally it is a reallocation of energy toward what feels real and immediate. Motivation also shifts in this environment. Effort that was once fueled by long-range certainty now depends more on short-range meaning. Many are focusing on smaller actions, closer relationships, and tangible moments of coherence rather than distant narratives of progress. This does not mean ambition disappears. It means orientation moves from prediction to presence. This reorganization changes how time feels. The future becomes less like a destination and more like a direction. Commitments are held with care instead of certainty. Conversations carry more listening than persuasion. None of this announces itself as transformation. It looks like ordinary life moving at a slightly different angle. And because it looks ordinary, people assume they are alone in it. They are not. a quiet collective shift is underway. Not toward certainty returning, but toward people learning how to live without requiring it. This is not resignation. It is capacity expanding beyond the need for resolution. Nothing about this phase requires you to arrive at answers on a specific timeline. The pressure to resolve everything is part of what is exhausting people, not the ambiguity itself. It is possible to live well while questions remain open, to make decisions without perfect clarity, to stay in relationship with life even when interpretation differs. Stability does not come from answers returning. It comes from perception strengthening. You are not behind because you don't know. You are participating in a period that asks for steadiness more than certainty. Continuing quietly is not a lesser way forward. It is how adaptation looks while it is happening.